What's happening, friends? Welcome to Podcast Unlock, the world's #1 sexiest Xbox podcast on our new set. Right?
Those are you, Marty.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's the Marty factor. I'm Ryan McCaffrey. To my right, Destin Legary. To my left, Alana Pierce and Marty Sleva. Coming up on the show this week, kind of a slow news week, but we've got the return of the Halo TV project.
Yeah.
Sort of. There's a big asterisk attached to that. A rumor about Marvel vs. Capcom 4. A possible tease of a new Duke Nukem Forever or some sort of Gearbox project, and a bunch of fun things that you can play in December, which is normally a pretty quiet month for things that are releasing. So more on that coming up. Where shall we begin?
I'm very excited about all of the voices that we get to do in this episode.
What?
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
we do? Well, obviously, we're going to do a lot of Duke Nukem, and then I have a Marvel vs. Capcom one, so it's going to be a good episode.
Wow. Is it Berserker Barrage?
It's that, but also Capcom presents Marvel Comics.
Yeah. Gonna take
this
you
is
for
gonna be
a
good.
ride.
We're apparently
Voices.
we're developing the game right here on the fly.
Yes.
Yeah.
In
That's not
case,
going to go well.
in case
No.
it's not going to
No,
go
it's
well.
not.
But I wanted to start in sort of a slow news week with, the holiday season is officially here, so I thought it would be fun / super dumb to go around the table and make our Xbox holiday wishes. If you're filling out your list, Santa Spencer, what would you like from him? Destin, I'm going to start with you.
Okay. Well, guess what game I'm going to talk about? Big mystery.
It's Mass
from me.
Effect,
Mass
maybe?
Effect
Yeah.
with Destiny.
Yeah. It's Mass Effect.
It's a Mass Effect Destiny crossover.
Yes.
Mass
How'd
Effect,
you know?
Mass Effect-any?
They're actually in the same universe, and no, that's not true.
I mean, they're technically, aren't they? That takes place on,
might as well be.
our
A
solar system.
universe.
It is Mass Effect. That is the one that I'm
Don't
actually
you fight the
picking.
Reapers in Destiny?
No.
That probably would have made for a better story, though, right?
Anything probably would have made for a better story basis.
But yes, what do you want to see, Destin?
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot on the show. Seriously, though, a Mass Effect trilogy, actual remake, rebuild that. The Andromeda engine looks absolutely phenomenal. Maybe that's something that they are working on, and they just kept it really quiet. Something like that would have leaked, I'm assuming. But I would love it if they would just remake the original 3, address all the problems with all of them. Maybe don't do them as separate products and just do them as one big product. Hey, we're releasing the trilogy
one continuous game?
as one continuous
just sort
game
of thread
on a
them all
disc,
together? Oh, that
and
could
they're
be
all
interesting.
together. So make a decision about how you want the gameplay to be. Maybe get those not RPG elements, but tuning elements that the first one had. It was really clunky, but you could change out your armor and you could add little things. And they had it so diluted by the third one. Like, bring that back. Like,
Interesting.
You could do something really cool if you were to actually remake the trilogy as a one-disc game.
So maybe
and
tweak
play it.
the inventory management from the first game, which the PC version did.
Yeah.
So that kind of, and then get rid of the
Gameplay.
elevator rides, right?
Yeah, the elevators don't need to be
A
that
little bit
long.
funny. I would have
obviously.
gameplay from 3 as combat.
Yep.
Put that
I agree with that.
with 1 that's obviously way better.
Yeah.
And then
I think they could even evolve it further. I mean, now we have the Andromeda engine, they've probably analyzed what was the best of gameplay stuff from 3, and they've improved upon it. So just use that and just remake the trilogy.
that's a long game.
It is. The one big thing, though, is obviously just revisit the ending. Maybe bring back Carpishian now that they've kind of wrapped on Star Wars The Old Republic.
You're referring to Drew Karpyshyn, the original writer of
Yeah,
Mass Effect.
he wrote 1 and 2. He and Mac Walters really worked together on 2, and then Mac Walters did 3. But without that disconnect of losing your original writer, maybe they could come together and figure out a way to at least deliver the ending in a better way or tweak it. There were talks about like dark matter playing a part. Karpyshyn revealed back in 2012 about the game, and I've been playing through the trilogy, so Mass Effect's on my brain lately, and that's why that was my on my wish list.
That is, of course, like the unicorn of remasters this generation, the one
Yeah.
everybody wants that nobody can get.
Not remaster. I'm talking like what they're doing with Final Fantasy
Remake.
VII, not
Remake.
episodic.
Yes,
Not the episodic part, but
The-
a remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like your style. It's not going to happen.
That was about to say, that's a lot of chutzpah for a holiday wish.
No.
Never will happen. But.
For me, I have had the Xbox anniversary on the brain. We talked about it, it was 2 weeks ago already. And so, we recorded that Let's Play of Ninja Gaiden Black. And I said this at the time, or back when Itagaki left Team Ninja and Tecmo and formed his own studio, Valhalla Games, I thought, man, be really cool that Itagaki's got a great relationship with Microsoft. They've done a number of exclusive things together. Phil should sign Valhalla Games to do a sort of spiritual successor to Ninja Gaiden, because Phil talks a lot about filling gaps in the portfolio of the first-party portfolio.
Sorry, you said filling? Like filling?
EHIL.
Like Phil talks about filling gaps. It was very good. Sorry, continue.
Good catch.
Thank you.
Don't reward her for that.
Oh, I'm going to.
I thought it was pretty great.
It is pretty great.
Thank you.
It's
Marty,
like a
I'm on her
segue,
side on
but
this
not.
one.
It's just a great pun.
You just got Alana.
Pierced.
But the
Yikes.
the Rise of the Tomb Raider thing, he talked about like, oh, we don't have a sort of third-person action adventure game, and that sort of fills that void in the portfolio. Well, guess what? They don't have a super cool high-speed fast action game either. And who better than Itagaki, who brought, by all accounts, it's mostly that core original Ninja Gaiden Team Ninja team that's at Valhalla Games. Yeah, Devil's Third didn't go so well, but that's your perfect chance if you look at the stocks world, it's your chance to buy low on Itagaki-san and give him some money, let him make a spiritual successor to Ninja Gaiden, and it could be super awesome.
Saying Devil's Third didn't go well is probably the nicest thing I've ever heard anyone say about that.
It didn't go well.
It didn't go well. So
Yeah.
Disaster is another word you can use.
if I can't get, I'm going to cheat. If I can't get that wish, my other Xbox holiday wish would be for MechAssault to come back.
Oh, nice.
With the controller thing,
Yes.
you brought this up.
No,
last
that's
episode,
Steel
right?
Battalion.
Oh, yeah,
no,
okay,
that's there's
Sorry.
no
Have that.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in there. It's
Yeah.
in the closet over there. But and I would love to see. I thought about like who could they realistically get to do it, and I'm
you
sure
play much Armored Core?
I have not. No.
Okay, you should play that.
I should. When was the last time
The last
that it was
Armored
made?
Core.
Was it 4 or 3? Was the last?
It was a long because
No.
it's
been a
that's
while,
from
right?
software, so that was long before
Yeah.
it
It
was
was
4 or
Pre
5.
Souls. Yeah.
I was going to say from software, work on something for Microsoft.
Yeah.
I don't know if that could happen, but yeah.
They're not owned by
but
Sony.
Armored Core is great. I mean,
But-
they do a good job of those
Yeah,
games.
but
so.
I was thinking. I'm sure commenters will have better suggestions, but I was thinking about Epic. I mean, Epic's they're sort of helping oversee the fan remake of Unreal Tournament.
They're doing Paragon.
But they're busy with Paragon and Fortnite. But they do own People Can Fly, who did Bulletstorm, which was a really good fast action
People dug it.
first-person shooter game back in the day. Like 5 years ago. But I don't know. That I would love to see MechAssault come back. Like Microsoft straight owns the Mech Warrior IP, and they've done absolute zilch with it. So it'd be cool to see that return.
Did you play Vanquish?
A little bit.
Oh, that game's so good.
Vanquish
Slide
is
on your knee
so
pads.
good. It's
Yeah,
like,
I played the first couple hours of it.
It's so great. It's just anytime anyone talks about mechs, I just think of Vanquish, even though it's you effectively in yourself a small little mech man. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not, but
I wasn't talented enough to finish that game.
Yeah.
yeah, oh, damn,
You
that
just
game's
slide
cool.
on your knee
rules.
pads and you can do a whole boss fight.
Smoke
by
cigarettes.
sliding
Oh,
around.
you do. You
Yeah.
just move like on your knees so much, just like
Yeah.
flying around. Oh, that game is so much fun. But my answer is go. Very very
What?
obvious.
I don't know what just happened.
It's
Banjo.
obviously Banjo.
Oh,
That was a
I thought you were
banjo noise.
making
Oh,
a
okay.
throat clear. I thought you were clearing your throat.
No,
that's
she's
how
making
that
the noise
Banjo
of
Did she
talking
just
bear.
steal yours, Marty?
No, that's his. That's what. That's his voice.
Go.
No,
approved of it.
but did she steal your wish?
Oh no, I had 2 of them. I assumed she was going to do Banjo.
Yeah, Banjo 3. I have less hype for a new Banjo because of Ukulele coming
Yeah.
out, obviously, which I'm very excited about. But especially after Ratchet and Clank was so good this year, I would love
True.
to see a new Banjo game.
What would it look like?
Like the Nintendo 64 ones did. like Ukulele, I think. You know, I really wouldn't want it to be that different. I just want bigger, weirder open worlds, I think. And especially after, I reviewed Skylanders this year and last year for IGN. It's like seeing how good those worlds look and how creative some of them are, especially for Superchargers. The level design was awesome. And it's like, we've come a long way since the Nintendo 64 to have a Banjo game that facilitates those ridiculous and awesome
and we were-
locations.
We are pre-game of the year meeting earlier today, and someone brought up Ratchet and Clank, and we brought up the fact that it seems like for the past 15 years, someone has been saying like, this looks like a Pixar movie, but like Ratchet and Clank running on a Pro is
Yeah.
the first thing where I'm like,
Legitimately
no, this
does.
actually like an idle animation looks
Yeah.
like a Pixar movie. So
Yeah.
I have no doubt a Banjo game next year running on a Scorpio could
And we know that Rare still has the artistic talent. I mean, look how gorgeous Sea of Thieves is.
Absolutely.
So they've definitely got it in that department.
I now also want to say Vanquish 2. So
that's fair. That's fair. Marty?
You took both Martys. Battletoads.
I think. No, I'd like to see. Peter Molyneux the other day was talking about how he has ideas for a Fable 4 and how he's sad about what happened to Lionhead.
that was going to be my other option.
So either a Fable 4, a Fable trilogy collection, or a Fable 1 remaster. I mean, sort of. We already kind of
Fable Anniversary covered that.
But like
That got me a
just
little-
the ability to play those games very easily on the Xbox One, sort of via a single disc, maybe with the little bells and whistles added to it, a little bit of spit shine.
Good news for you,
Winston,
Marty.
like lemon.
Fable: The Journey for Kinect is now backwards compatible. No, it's
Oh,
not.
you don't remember that game doesn't backwards compatible. Oh, too bad you threw out your Kinects.
Also, Kinect things aren't backwards
Yeah.
compatible.
Oh,
I'm
dang.
joking. If any, in case anybody, just to be
Chase
clear,
Chicken chaser. Just
Oh
gonna
yeah,
stand there like lemon.
I forgot this was the voice episode.
There's so many options.
When we talked about that Fable 1 remake or reboot or relaunch,
I
or
was
whatever
calling for
yeah.
it to be handed to Rare. That was my.
That
thing.
would be incredibly exciting, and I would play that in a second. So imagine what they could do with today's
I
tech.
still think Rare is clearly all in on Sea of Thieves right now for probably the next year, but you never know. After that, if because Sea of Thieves is clearly meant to be sort of a game as service and a game that lives on for a while, but they're gonna that won't require the whole studio. They're gonna, whatever their next project will be. It probably wouldn't be Sea of Thieves 2. They'll probably just evolve what they have. So they're going to be available for something. After
It's
Sea
already
of-
Banjo, so sorry.
It's,
Yay.
I'm okay with that.
Wait,
They're already
no,
taken.
I'm okay with that.
mixed.
mixed.
You love
I
Fable.
don't think Fable's dead either.
I don't either, yeah.
The
Yeah.
name's too big.
I mean, I also think
Is it
one of the
have-
reasons I want it to come back is because we have a lot of open world fantasy from Dragon Age and Witcher to, I mean, even fantasy is huge on TV with Game of Thrones, but all of it takes itself relatively seriously.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think the thing I like about Fable is it had that sort of cheeky Monty Python, very British sensibility to it,
Yeah.
which I miss in games. I feel like a lot of games take themselves too seriously and don't really have a leg to stand on when it comes to that.
Yeah, Fable has an actual color palette with more
Yeah.
than 3 colors.
Remember
in
those?
it.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, we didn't look it up before the show, but you guys know off the top of your head how well Fable stuff has sold lately? Like, is it kind of in the like?
I mean, I
bad?
imagine. Well, there's no lately. There
yeah,
was
I
Fable:
mean,
yeah.
The Journey, which didn't.
Which was a Kinect game that didn't work because of Kinect. Like the game itself was actually pretty good. I've probably told this story before, so apologies. But I mean, I reviewed it for IGN, and I went in a perfectly set up Kinect room, and when it worked, which was genuinely about half the time, it was really fun to do hand motions to cast spells. But then it would inevitably just stop working properly. And
Yeah,
So-
and when you for 35 seconds when you're doing this, you start thinking like, "What's going on?" It's 35 seconds. We're only 10 seconds into it, Alana, so just get used to it.
just buckle up.
Yeah.
Where I was going with that question was, do you think that they would need a rebranding because their brand is damaged
No.
from having doing things
No,
like this?
I think that the journey was probably something that was pitched, and then they were like, let's tie the Fable license to that.
You didn't even make
Yeah.
it the 35
Also,
seconds.
for people who are listening to
didn't
the
need
audio
35
podcast, Marty was doing weird stuff with his
Marty
hands.
spun his hand in the air for
No,
like
it was a fireball.
for like 25
I
seconds.
launched a fireball.
Yeah, I feel like Fable: The Journey was either something they were like, we need this for Kinect, we need to have it. I don't think it was meant to be a Fable game. I
I'm
think it was
pretty
something they
sure
attached
it
Fable
was
to.
a Microsoft. I'm sure a corporate highly encouraged them to make a Kinect game.
Yeah, and I want to say it was shoehorned as a result of that. I don't think it was ever a genuine Fable thing that was meant to be representative of the entire series, and that's why I didn't play it. And I feel like a lot of other Fable fans probably didn't. They wouldn't have been soured by it, so I kind of don't feel like it's a factor.
Fable 3 gets a bad. Fable 3 wasn't a bad game. It was just a disappointment after the high of Fable 2.
And that's how I felt with 2.
So when you compare it to 2 and 1, it's really bad. But in the grand scope of things, it's still not that terrible
Yeah,
of a product.
Especially if in this hypothetical scenario where Rare gets the IP but finishes Sea of Thieves first, and then we don't hear about Fable for like 2 years, then enough time will have passed that the bad memories will have washed away, and people will be like, I miss Fable, and then they'll announce it, and it'll be cool.
Also, have a Netflix style service where for like $15 or $20 a month, I could play a bunch of old original Xbox games.
Like PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
Isn't that basically?
Except I could download them, so I don't have to stream them.
Or just make them backwards compatible.
I mean, what? I would have to put the discs in. I think that's very hard.
No,
That's
you
a good
get.
point. It's very difficult.
Then you usually just get access to it
So,
right on your.
I mean,
digital
but
account.
original Xbox, like, do you have those?
Oh, original Xbox.
Yeah,
So,
original.
that's
Yeah.
So
okay,
Marty,
yeah, no,
EA has that fantastic service. Like I'm playing through Mass Effect right now, but I have EA access. I don't need the discs. They have the complete products available digitally.
But those are
on
360
Xbox.
games. That's the problem.
Those are 360, so like a cloud-based service, like you said. But if you have the discs, you don't have to pay for the games necessarily.
The problem is I just don't think the hardware of the Xbox One would recognize an original Xbox disc.
Why not?
It could be made to.
Oh no, I don't
Yeah.
think it would either.
Yeah.
Why? They're just CDs, really.
They're DVDs that are
That's-
encrypted
it's
a certain
so
way.
much more
It's the same
complicated
reason
than
you
it
can't just put a
seems.
PS2. Like, you have to download PS2 games for a PS4. You can't actually just put
I,
those.
I am confident that Microsoft could come up with a solution
the
to
fact that
recognize
they-
discs.
they
I'm
did for
confident
the
they would rather have us
360.
pay for them.
Yeah, that,
Which I'm actually fine for paying for them.
But again, they did for the 360, so it's
did-
obviously
yeah.
possible. But that was really complicated. It
I
has
believe
to it completely emulate a 360, so it has to think it's running a 360, which is then running a disc. It's not like it's
Yeah, you'd
it's
almost have to have
complicated
it like how the
and
Wii U boots
And it-
up into Wii mode.
Exactly.
And like literally to an OS.
Yeah.
If it can handle 360 software, then why not older software?
I think they could do that, but I think it would be very
Yeah, I
hard
think it's
and
more
maybe not worth
complicated
their
than you
time.
think. Yeah.
I think you're both right. I think the answer is actually in the middle. They
EA
totally
did.
could do it.
Yeah.
It's more complicated than you think, but the return on the investment it would take to do that
Is low.
from hardcore olds like us,
Is
except for
nothing?
you, would
Let's still play original.
you're not
I'm
old.
still a hardcore old.
wouldn't justify the investment.
Well, all I was trying to say was it's a good idea, Marty, but I feel like for those owners of the disc, they should have that solution for those people
I mean, I don't even have
where,
my discs
where they
anymore.
can play.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
even
but
have
there are
original
people
Xbox
out there
now.
that are collectors,
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
still have a lot of their Xbox discs
Yeah.
that would like to pop them in and play. And it's been fantastic with the 360 backwards compatibility,
Yeah.
and I'd love to see it continue.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, this is a wish list. It doesn't have to be realistic. We had all
seriously.
3 Mass Effect games in one disc, so
Yeah,
You
pie
know.
in the sky.
That's
Yep.
right. Why not?
I just
Aim
want to
high.
play that forever. That's it.
I'm sure we'll get your Xbox holiday wishes in the comments below wherever this is, which for us is the floor, but it's for you. It's a screen.
please
So-
don't break into the building and write on the floor.
That'd be pretty.
That would be
that'd
bad.
be very scary.
It'd be like Dark Souls.
Fake wall here. It's a real
right.
wall.
There's that creepy baby face centipede thing. Yeah. Don't do that. Oh, God.
For Xbox news, let's talk about what's going on this week. This just broke
I didn't hear
today,
about this.
which has worked out. Normally, we would have already recorded before this story broke. It so happened that we recorded later today. The Halo TV series. Remember that one, you guys? The whole Spielberg thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Master
excited.
Chief? Yeah. Halo TV is back.
That's sweet. I was really excited until I read the rest of your
It's-
description, Ryan.
It's not the Spielberg Halo TV series. It's a different Halo TV series. It is. This is via Variety, so this is the most legitimate of entertainment news sources.
Except us, of course.
No,
Except us.
Variety's more legitimate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Marty's right.
He's right,
343 has signed a deal with TV production company Pilgrim Media Group to develop the competition-focused reality series. So it's an esport. It's a Halo
I'm sorry,
5
what?
esports reality show.
I nearly
They're
did
gonna
the thing where
the
you spit the
take?
coffee out. Yeah, I
Spit take.
actually nearly did that.
They're going to make a Halo 5 esports competition reality show. They're going to follow around a bunch of the competitors. Kiki Wolf
sometimes when I'm
Fascinating.
playing Halo, I just got to really think about my life. And
Is that you
know.
doing the voice of an esports player?
yeah, that's
Look,
me
we had
as
another
an
one.
esports
That's your.
player.
Is that the internal monologue? Of
Yeah. Well, they're going to follow him around. It's going to be like, man, life's really tough. He's going to be eating a hot dog or
Don't
something.
most esports players retire at like 17?
Yeah, they're
do.
very young.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand what goes into the competition.
You don't understand what's going on in the
I don't mean to
competition.
belittle them. They're at the top of their game. They're really good. I'm more belittling reality television
Sure.
than anything.
And how forced they are to say things.
And like the producers shoehorn them into these weird scenarios where they have an emotional reaction. And yeah, I hate reality TV.
Not great.
Anyway,
Tell us how you really feel, Destin.
Except for the tester. Check out the tester.
Kiki Wolfkill from 343 saying, quote, "There is no better partner than Pilgrim to give our fans insight into the world of Halo esports." I mean, first of all, dropping the veil of jokery, this is totally a good move for Microsoft because esports is an absolutely exploding field. The growth is huge. So for them to kind of up Halo's visibility within that is very smart. And I know you're joking around, Destin, but half joking. If it's done well, it could actually be really interesting to follow these competitors around and see and
as long
watch
as it's
them
not
compete.
Forced BS. That's all I don't want.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think
like-
that this is really, really interesting in concept, and I'd love to learn more about
I
it.
would rather have this done as a single one-off, like 30 for
Movie.
30. But
Fair
I don't
point.
think 30 for 30 is ever. 30 for 30 is the ESPN documentary series that each episode deals with a different topic, and even if you don't care about the topic, they're generally amazing
Yeah, they're
stories.
really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've ever dealt with esports.
They did. I believe they might have done a Madden one once.
Yeah.
But don't quote me on that.
Yeah,
Stuff like that would be great, Marty, but nobody has ever taken it seriously like that. It's always like The Tester or what was that
hey,
other one?
I think the
where
Tester is a great product.
There was-
Go to IGN Start to watch it.
there was what was it? ABC or CBS had that reality TV show where a bunch of gamers lived in a house together and they created drama.
Real
there.
World?
Keeping Up with the
based-
Kardashians?
No,
I don't remember what
Actually,
it
no,
was.
I know what
I'm
you're
not
talking
sure.
about.
But it was briefly on the air and it's no longer on the air. It's just like stop going that
Your house is
route.
pretty much like that.
Yeah, that's where I live. Yeah, just watch sad gamers.
I would like more what Marty's saying and less of just the manufactured drama.
I mean, this also does a good push towards legitimizing Halo 5 as an esport.
Exactly.
In the realm of shooters, I feel like it's not held in the same breath as something like Counter-Strike, or in the realm of esports, it's not held in the same breath as like League of Legends.
But
and Dota
it is respected, but I see what
totally.
you mean. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have
It elevates a
that
little bit.
same visibility layer.
And I think because of that, actually, that they will produce it seriously. I don't think that they'll make it overly dramatic or annoying or present people negatively for drama, because if this is funded by 343 in any way, then they want Halo to look as good as it can. So
True.
they want people to be represented well. They want it to look positive.
Yeah.
So I can imagine them not making it too dramatic or to be off-putting for people, I think.
Look at Jared's pockets full of soup. Every single person in this room has an interesting personal story to tell, and it doesn't
don't.
have to be manufactured. It can be
Except
legitimate.
Ryan.
You had that amazing Maggie story last week and what you went through saving your dog's life. I love
was a
stuff like
terrible
that.
story.
It's a terrible story, but Maggie's okay.
She is.
Yes.
Thank God.
And like
Oh, Maggie should
you
be on
went
the
through
show.
that, and they could have been
Maybe next
there
week.
following you through that experience. That is a real experience that you had that could have been filmed. Not only would have made good television, it would have been genuine. It would have been manufactured.
Yeah, me weeping in a at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. in a 24-hour
I
emergency
nearly cried
veterinary
while you were telling
lobby.
me. Like, damn, man.
Yeah. I'm not
But yes,
saying
I agree.
to profit off of your misery.
No,
I'm
I know,
just
I know.
saying
Tell a genuine
the
story.
real
Yeah.
you is more genuine than any manufactured BS that network television
Yes.
has created for the last 10 years.
That said, if we could profit off it.
Anything for IGN.
Also, shout out to Kiki Wolfkill for having a real cool name.
Very good name.
I'm sure she never gets tired.
No.
It's like her last name is Wolfkill. Can
first
I marry
name's
her?
Kiki.
Incredible.
She's super awesome and very nice.
Yes.
She's,
Met
if
her a
I
number of
had a name
times.
like that, I would
Who's
not be
Kiki
humble.
Wolfkill?
I would be horrible.
Do you reckon she kills wolves?
She's the head of Halo Transmedia.
Now she is. Yeah, she was. I think one of the sort of one of the heads of the studio, not Bonnie Ross, but yeah, she was in sort of the management of
The
343.
name's familiar.
Yeah,
Because it's awesome.
yes.
What did she do? I'm just asking.
That's what I
she
just-
worked. She worked for
She
343.
killed several
yeah.
wolves.
Okay.
She's had a. I'm not familiar with her gaming industry career prior to 343.
She had a
Yeah.
delivery service beforehand. Shout out to Kiki's delivery service.
Such a good movie.
Oh
Nice.
man.
It's good.
On that
I liked
note,
it. See, I'm giving that one to Molly. That was great.
Thanks, man.
fair enough.
Hashtag
Marvel
Studio
versus
Ghibli.
Capcom 4. This segment's for Alana.
Capcom presents Marvel Comics.
It is. It might be announced tonight, or it might have already been announced by the time you actually hear this episode. So Thursday night,
Everybody in the
December
office
1st.
remembered that Vince likes fighting games and apparently forgot that I love Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, it's my favorite fighting game.
Oh, really?
That
You
and
too?
Soul Calibur.
Cool.
So there's
Another fighting
there's a
game fan.
rumor making the rounds, courtesy of the wonderful folks at Polygon, that is going to be announced at the Game Awards on Thursday night, December 1st. According to Polygon's report, the game's stable of Marvel fighters will pull heavily from characters featured prominently in the MCU, foregoing X-Men mainstays who of course are under
Polygon's
license
report.
from Fox.
Yeah, Sony.
As far as the movies go. Foregoing X-Men mainstays of the series like Wolverine and Magneto.
Now, those are two Top Gear characters that are in basically every competitive fighter's repertoire.
Berserker Barrage.
Yeah, Berserker Barrage, exactly.
Instead,
They're gonna have Berserker Barrage if he's not in there.
The report suggests characters like Ant-Man and Groot would more likely be considered for the roster of fighters in order to line up with Marvel's film output, which, first of all, if there's a Marvel vs. Capcom 4, that's great news. But if the character roster is dictated by politics, that sucks.
Yes. Yeah. Totally agree. I carpool with Vince every day. We've been talking about this a ton. He basically says if they try and shoehorn in some Star Wars or Disney characters, he is done.
He's out.
And he will hate every second of what they're doing because it becomes then a marketing tool versus a more pure Marvel vs. Capcom
I mean,
product.
they did that with Soul Calibur. They had Yoda and
I thought
Darth
it was
Vader.
and Darth Vader.
And Spawn on the Xbox.
I'm being the voice of Vince. He could
Vince.
definitely defend himself a little better. I don't care.
I understand what he's saying.
Bring in
I mean,
Star Wars
also,
characters.
Yeah.
like
I think
Marvel
they
vs.
can handle
Capcom is already a marketing thing
It's
because
silly, right?
instead of making
Marvel and
original
Capcom.
characters, it's like, hey, are things that you're nostalgic about. Like, it's also a great fighting game. Yeah, and I also don't think. I mean, that would in turn become Disney versus Capcom. So I don't think Star Wars characters.
I also
don't think we're
agree.
gonna get like Woody from Toy Story in there.
I want to see Maui and his hook and his shape-shifting abilities. That's from
Elsa
Moana.
versus Magneto.
Magneto won't be
see
in it.
that.
No, Magneto won't be in.
Oh yeah, Magneto can't be in it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Elsa versus
Elsa's fair
Daredevil.
game. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm going to kill you. What?
Yeah, I mean, it totally. It does suck, but this makes sense. Marvel has been doing this with their comics. Marvel has been doing this with that Diablo-esque free-to-play game. They've sort of been putting MCU characters front and center, and with the comics, a lot of times it's hard to find an X-Men comic. They really put brands that are now part of the MCU front and center. So yeah, makes sense. Kind of sucks. I think one of the more worrisome things was there's also rumors going around. This is like Street Fighter V. This is going to be a PS4 exclusive.
Because that
PS4?
went well for players and for Sony and for Capcom. Didn't it?
And they piecemealed it out.
And didn't it seriously? Didn't it not sell very well at all?
Especially not compared to 4.
And it had a really bad launch, so
Yeah, the game got better with time. But
yeah.
Oh,
I
story.
can't
It would
imagine
be
that.
a
That would,
real shame for Xbox owners to get frozen out on that again.
yeah.
money.
Damn it, Capcom.
Yeah, but I guess probably by the time we know
Let it
next
go,
week,
Ryan.
we'll know.
What?
Frozen, let it go. No, all right.
Nailed it.
I'm just in general really happy
You
that we're
should have
getting a new
sung
game.
it. It would have been a better joke.
Let it go.
That's
yeah,
better.
Let it go.
It's too
I'm
late
wondering
now.
if the game's going to get like a visual overhaul. Since I mean the jump from Street Fighter 3 to 4 was so drastic that I'm curious if we'll see anything like that here.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, how is it going to be different? Like, I think they'll stick to what they did with 3. They kind of modernized 2 with 3, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. They can't deviate too much from the formula.
I would be perfectly fine if it was incredibly similar to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know. Maybe they'll go to 2-on-2. Maybe they'll just go to 1-on-1. Maybe they'll go to 5-on-5.
I don't think so. Like, that
think so
loses
either.
the heart of what that game has been
Yeah.
since the beginning. Like Street Fighter 4 didn't deviate that much from the Street Fighter formula. It added supers, which were cool.
Yeah.
Like there's usually 1 or 2 mechanics that they introduce with fighting games that keep them pure but new.
It's also, we know how damn good Killer Instinct looks. Like, if it looks anywhere near as good, that would be awesome. Like, obviously, we have huge graphical upgrades since 3 Ultimate, which came out, I don't know, 4, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
It was a while ago now, so it'll look great. I don't know what they could add that wouldn't annoy people because Marvel vs. Capcom has a very dedicated esports base, so it would be tough.
Question for you.
NBC3 was 6-7 years ago, right? The core NBC3.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
Ultimate
yeah,
was
yeah.
like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was has Marvel vs. Capcom always been developed internally at Capcom, or has that been
I believe so.
I think so.
okay?
Yeah.
So theoretically, the talent could still be there that was from 3, 2, and
Oh,
3, and
I'm pretty
like,
sure they
same
are.
team, or
Yeah.
at least some of them.
Oh yeah,
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. If, like I said, possibly by the time you've this has been announced by the time you've seen this or listened to this. And on that same note, another game that may have been announced by the time you catch this podcast is some sort of maybe Duke Nukem related thing. So Randy Pitchford was teasing some sort of announcement on in replying to a guy on Twitter. So he was tweeted, a Duke Nukem Gears of War crossover would be pretty badass.
John St. John's here. Wow.
Was that your Randy Pitchford impression?
No, that was the guy. That's
The other
John
guy.
St.
Yeah.
John.
It was John St. John fake Twitter handle who was tweeting at.
Yes, and Randy replied on December 1st.
No, dude, gotta do the voice.
But that Randy
He said
isn't
on
Duke.
December 1st.
On December 1st.
No, that's not even the voice.
He
He's
can do the voice better than I can.
How do you do Randy Pitchford's voice? That's what you have to do.
So wait, you think John
On
St.
December
John
1st,
tweeted?
I will pull a magic trick out of my hand, and it will be a video game. I think that's him. That's how it goes.
Nailed it.
It says, on
right.
December 1st, we are announcing something you might really enjoy. Smiley face.
You think he was flirting with that guy?
yeah.
Quite
I
possibly.
mean, Twitter's a good place for good flirts.
Yeah.
What game titles would Duke Nukem want, Ryan? I just want the voice more.
So the guy asks a Duke Nukem Gears of War crossover, and Randy's like, "Hey, we're announcing something you might really enjoy." So it's not literally that. Obviously, because Microsoft owns Gears. That's not what he's talking about. But is it like is this the rumored Duke Nukem Begins project that Randy was allegedly wanting to kick up when he first bought the rights to the franchise? Will it be more like the Duke Knight Returns?
Oh boy.
And he's old and has to cope with living in the modern world where his
Like Max Payne
misogyny is
3.
no longer.
Right? Can you do Why Do We Fall to learn to get back
I
up,
can't
but
do-
in the Duke voice?
But I can't do Michael Caine. You gotta-
Dance, monkey, dance.
Why do we fall?
Why do we
to pick ourselves back
can't-
up, baby.
So good.
Oh man, I could.
I can only say the Duck Nukem phrase, which is like, I'm
I'm a big dirty duck. I'll lay some eggs on your staircase. Quack, quack, quack.
I'm gonna lay some eggs.
Thinking smaller, Duke Nukem and Killer Instinct. Just
Possible.
You brought up Killer Instinct, and I'm like, well, the Gears of War character ended up in their RAM,
Yeah.
and maybe Duke
out to
Nukem.
RAM.
Maybe
Guess
I
sucks.
doubt it. Like, I don't think Randy would tease something. It's probably a full product.
Duke Nukem and Battleborn.
my fist up your ass.
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's
But
that would
I
be a
mean-
fighting game taunt.
Is it? I don't really think this would happen, but because of the way this is written, it's like, is it possible that Duke Nukem could become a multiplayer character in Gears? Like a skin? Like
Amazing.
I don't think that they would, but
That would be cool.
it would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if Run the Jewels can be in the game, and who else is in there? Have been a few other cameos
Yeah.
in Gears over the
pretty
over the
rad.
that
years.
would be a really fun one.
Ice-T is in there in Gears 3 anyway.
Come get some.
I'm out to chainsaw your face, but I'm all out of chainsaw fuel.
Oh, no. But he's not going to go well. This
Yeah,
isn't going to go well.
I guess you'll have
The
to
Duke
use
screwed up
bullets.
his lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Randy Pitchford's got something cooking for the Game Awards. So we'll see what it is / was, depending on when you again consume our fine program here. Remember the MOBA Gigantic?
I do
That was
clearly.
like prominently featured in one of the Microsoft E3 press conferences.
At
gonna
PAX
be-
South, it was like the game the year that I went. I think it was the first year of PAX South.
Yeah.
So I'm very familiar with Gigantic.
And then it was going to be like it was heralded as one of the first, like, oh, it's a cross-play Windows 10 and Xbox. Everybody play together.
That was a big deal.
And then it just basically fell off the face of the earth. It's just gone.
It's
Microsoft
been around.
Well,
They've had a
Microsoft
lot of
dropped it.
Tests.
Yeah. But it has, you're right, development has continued, and it is happening. It is coming out, and there is a open beta that's available on Xbox or Windows on December 8th. So if you're curious to check it out, you can do so on starting December 8th. The open beta will feature a total of 3 maps and 6 characters from a 16-character roster that will rotate on a weekly basis. So there you go.
Do you think it's the art style that people are fatigued on? Because we've seen a lot of that
I
sort
don't
of
know.
look.
I mean,
I think it's
and
MOBAs.
it's just, yeah.
that's what I was going to
Is
say.
I think
everybody-
if you're not Dota or League of Legends, then you have the very large uphill battle.
Everyone's trying to cash in, you think, and people just see right through it.
It's inevitable, any trend, but MOBAs are such a case where I remember where we were talking about it, Marty. I think you were there as maybe either just a meeting or it may have even been publicly on a show. Doesn't Riot literally employ like 1,000 people whose sole job is to work on League of
And
Legends as a
according to Inc.
platform?
Magazine, they were Company of the Year.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
So,
like
yeah.
Sounds like a terrible place.
you just can't. If you want to make a MOBA, how do you even compete with? You don't have the resources, no matter who you are.
Also, when like tremendously known IP like Lord of the Rings and DC tried to make MOBAs and couldn't compete, it's so hard to be a fresh IP with
That's
new
true.
characters.
Thinking the only one that really broke through after LOL Dota was Smite. Which
that's fair.
Briefly.
Yeah.
you can
No,
still
I think
play
there's
Smite,
still
and I think the breakthrough of that was maybe the console thing. Like
the
that's why
Xbox
people kept
version
talking
helped,
about
and it is
I
it
played
is
that one.
regarded.
It was fun.
I like Smite a lot.
I think it's regarded as basically the best MOBA you can play on Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't think there.
Well,
I mean,
what
there
else is
aren't a
there?
lot.
It's on PS4 now as well, isn't it?
Oh, good.
I think it is.
No, I'm glad to hear that. But yeah,
What's
it's
that Gearbox game we make fun of a lot?
Battleborn.
Battleborn. Is that a MOBA?
That's
pretty
a hero
much.
shooter.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
hero shooter.
Okay.
So not
Which
quite.
has, MOBA-ish things, but I wouldn't put it in the same
They
realm
also
as-
have the same kind of genre problem where it's very hard to compete. That got squashed by Overwatch, whereas maybe if Overwatch hadn't come out, it wouldn't. It's just hard to play more than one MOBA at a time, you know? And
yeah.
Man, now I
They
wanna play
demand
so good.
those games demand your sacrifice.
I mean, it's hard to
Really do.
full-time anything. Yeah, more than one thing. That's why it's like when we had 3 amazing first-person shooters come out in a 14-day span, it's like, well, something's got to give.
yeah.
So that explains why I'm like 1.5 missions into the Battlefield 1 campaign and about 2 hours into the Call of
Yeah.
Duty campaign.
You get fatigued a little bit.
Like, well, I chose Gears of War and I chose
Titanfall.
Titanfall too. Those were my choices.
Yeah. People are always like, you didn't play this game? It's like, yeah, because I played this game, this game, this game, this game.
Yeah.
I tell you, I finish so few games these days compared to when I used to. Part of it's because I just have more professional responsibility and personal responsibility at home. But the other part of it is exactly that, Destin, is there are so many more games released now than there have ever been before. Dan Stapleton tweeted out a thing. It was for Steam, but it's
Yeah.
still relevant. He tweeted out a pie chart that was like something like
36%.
of all games on Steam were released in 2016.
Yep.
That's
Wow.
insane. When Steam, by the way, for the record, is 12 years old because didn't Steam more or less launch around
with
Half-Life 2?
Yeah.
So that's 2004. So there you go. I mean, that's just who can keep up.
A lot of video games.
Even if it's your job to keep up, it's hard to keep up. Thank God we have a team to cover each other's
Yeah.
each other's.
Pro tip: make all your games 2 hours,
Don't do that.
Classic Marty.
Don't do that for us.
please.
Just let Marty play all 2-hour games.
That's what we do.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Yeah, and then I got thrown on Mafia, and I'm like, what the hell's going on?
I don't know what
35
to
hours?
do. Yeah.
What am I doing?
Moving on. So that is the first of the last 3 news stories we have for the week, and all 3 are about games you can play in December, the normally pretty quiet month. I mean, I should remind you that not even on this list is Dead Rising is out next week.
Yeah.
Dead Rising 4. We just wrapped our month of coverage, so check out everything you might have missed.
Sean did a great job with the producing. side
Sean
of that.
produced it, did a great job, and Jose handled it like a champ on the edit side. So a lot of cool features.
It's cool. People seem to stick with the coverage also.
Yes, they did.
Like they're excited for it.
People that are interested in Dead Rising are super interested in it. And
It's
and
also
really
one of those
devoured
games
everything
smartly
we
that
had.
was announced at E3 and hasn't really gotten a ton of marketing
Yep.
up until launch.
Like-
so, like Watch Dogs.
I really like that it's Frank West again. You think that's
Yeah.
awesome?
Everybody
That's
likes
really
that.
So I
excited
like
about
that's
it.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, like they did other characters for the other games. It's just like, where's Frank? Just,
Yeah.
we
Chuck
loved
Green
Frank.
and then
Yeah, like why?
They had to
Whatever.
make
because
another.
it didn't really make sense. I
Well,
guess.
remember, Frank is so
survives.
like they had to make another. They had to make Dead Rising 2 again with Frank
Yeah.
in it.
Oh,
Just,
they did too. Case
remember?
Zero?
Yeah.
Case West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Chuck's all right, but where's Frank?
Yeah.
You guys think Frank West is a good
Fantastic.
character?
What?
There's something likable
know.
about it.
I want to say I think
It's
he's
he
more
has a
iconic.
charm.
Yeah.
Good.
Stop it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You're doing those voices again.
Good.
No, you said it twice.
Fantastic.
You guys keep saying the same things.
Yeah.
Good.
Like just
Stop
like he
it.
does.
Fantastic.
So why do you want this
What's,
character
what's
in?
the one
PP
that's
plus 500.
when he takes the photos that are sexy? What does he say?
It's probably either good or fantastic.
No, I think it might be like ooh.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Ooh.
Well, now in the new, I saw a walkthrough that was on. We were broadcasting. Like he grabs people and he selfies with them.
Yeah, he does.
Cute.
He
That's
does.
so great.
That
Cute.
feels very reckless in the world of zombies. Let me be honest.
Have you played Dead
a
Rising? It's all
confident
very
man.
reckless.
Yeah.
He walks on their shoulders.
that's
You
the
can put
appeal.
on a foam Mega Man suit and shoot plastic balls at zombies.
Seems
Like,
reckless.
It's a little
is,
reckless.
yes.
Seems reckless.
Yes, confirmed.
no
Lee Everett
regard.
would not do
No
that.
regard for undead life. That man.
Clementine would not do that.
No.
So anyway, among other things you can play in the month of December, Forza Horizon 3, which in my opinion is absolutely one of the best games of the year, is
Best
getting,
racer ever?
It's
Nice.
up there. I would say it's top 5 racing game ever.
What are the top 2 racing games ever?
Burnout
Be a
3 is
dick,
number
Dustin.
1. So if that's what you were fishing for,
Yeah.
And Mario Kart 8 is number 2.
Mario Kart's on
Oh,
the.
that's true.
By the
that's
way,
on the Mount
download
Rushmore.
Mario, or not Mario, Burnout Paradise.
But I do think that
also download Mario
Forza
if you
Horizon 3 would go on a racing game Mount Rushmore. There were 4 spots. It's Burnout 3.
I'm not allowed no Australia.
Forza Horizon 3.
Sorry, man.
It's whatever the best Mario Kart is.
Okay.
And I don't
Gran
know.
Turismo 3.
I'm one of the GTs, maybe. Yeah, would go on
What about
there.
Project Gotham Racing?
What about
I think Forza Horizon has sort of surpassed it now.
I agree.
What about Cruising USA?
No.
Oh, dang.
What about The Crew? Everyone's favorite, The Crew.
Hey, guys, it's me, the crew.
Which Need for Speed makes the list?
None of them.
None of them.
2.
0.
No, Mount
I
Rushmore.
really like
You're
OG
nuts.
Most Wanted.
Yeah, is it on Mount
I
Rushmore?
like Most Wanted also.
Build your own
right.
racing
Build
game
your
Mount
You can all have your own Mount Rushmore.
your own.
Lana doesn't even know how many people are on
You know
Mount
how
Rushmore.
much land there is in. Find another mountain in South Dakota. It's fine.
How many
Anyway.
people are on Mount Rushmore?
None.
4, I think.
I don't know.
Not now that Ryan's
slightly more
destroyed
than
our
fair.
dreams.
If she asked us about literally any Australian
Where is
landmark,
Mount
we would
Panorama?
have no idea.
It's at the base of Uluru.
No, it's
Okay.
absolutely not.
All right, I
the
tried.
Also-
entrance to Mordor.
It's in the middle of the desert. Never mind.
Forza Horizon 3 is really good, and it's hopefully about to get better, or at least more interesting. They have an expansion coming out on December 13th called Blizzard Mountain, which the big deal with this is that it adds snow, which Forza, in any version of Forza, has never had snow before.
That's pretty cool.
It took them a while to get rain. They got rain, and now, snow in Forza, which is going to be
I like how
really awesome.
Your
Right, I
favorite
got-
thing is like the update to the game, and my favorite thing is that now people will know that it snows in Australia. I'm like, finally, people will believe me when I say it snows. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, dude.
The winter-themed expansion takes players to a snow-covered mountain and challenges them to compete in 50 new campaign challenges and events. Also includes 3 new race types, 28 new achievements, and 8 new cars. So that is going to be cool. Haha.
Breaking news on my fake earpiece. The next update will be fall. Now they have all the seasons.
Do you guys have fall?
As a
Do you guys
bad
do a good autumn?
We do autumn, yes. Fall
Nice.
is not a thing.
It's in the spring, though.
Spot 'em?
It is in the spring.
You do a good foliage?
Yeah.
Nice.
Plenty of foliage, yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Thanks for letting me get away with that one, guys.
You got it.
They're just like, God damn it.
Finally, this one is for all you kids out there.
What?
Who,
What?
What?
yeah.
This game's about
This game's not
about
for
bagging
kids.
out, dude.
But it's got kid graphics on a farm.
All right, I'm gonna let you finish and then attack you.
Stardew
Glad I
Valley
got away with what I
is coming to Xbox One on December 14th. This is
Good for the whole family.
it's got a look of it looks like 16-bit Zelda, and it's sort of part The Sims.
Yeah, Harvest Moon. It
Yeah.
takes a lot of. It's a farming life sim, but done to the extreme. Everyone who's played it in The Office says has perfected that 20-year-old genre.
I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to play it
I played
yet.
a couple of hours of it, and I'm very, very excited for it to come out so I can play the whole thing again. Like, absolutely.
I want to play this in Jared's pony game he was talking about today.
Pony Island?
Pony Island. That's what it's
Island.
called.
Genuine presents Pony Island.
Yeah.
By the way, Marty, did you say banging out?
Yeah, it's
Is that,
banging
what,
out.
is that what the kids do
That's
now?
what the kids do.
Yeah, they bang out.
Man.
We were having a conversation about it earlier today where
Oh, really?
about banging out. Where you can Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind in
Yeah.
this game. Like the movie,
yeah.
so you can basically you can erase someone's memory of your entire relationship, because if you get divorced, then they treat you differently, and it can be like an inconvenience.
Right.
So I think that's a pretty mature
So you can
thing.
go to a
She
witch
wants
and
alimony.
So
That's
ethics
an
of that.
inconvenience.
Yeah,
Can we do your Eternal Sunshine noise one more time?
it was good.
I'm really excited for Nier Automata coming next year.
You guys played Nier?
Yeah,
No.
no
Also
rules.
a very good game. Yeah.
Heard it's good. All right. On that note, we go to the things that you can spend your money
Yeah.
on. Destin Legary, what can we spend our money on this week?
Finally, we can get Final Fantasy 15.
It's real.
Yeah. It exists.
And it's
you
fantastic.
Can play it.
Well, it's great. It's great. I know. I got you. It's real. It's fantastic. I know.
Jerry
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about boobs. Yeah.
Get that.
Sorry, right did I knew where it was going.
What you said?
That's only 90s kids will remember that.
Marty, you probably know more about Final
Very
Fantasy
confused.
than I do.
Yeah.
This is 10 years in the making.
10 years in the making, originally announced at, bless you,
Final
E3
Fantasy
2006.
13 versus 2? Was that the original?
No, Final Fantasy versus 13.
That's it.
Announced on the same day as Final Fantasy 13, announced before the PlayStation 3 launched, announced just 6 months after the Xbox 360 launched. Finally out now. Vince gave it an 8.2.
Vince really dug it.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm a couple hours into it. This is probably going to be my big winter break game.
Feeling the same way.
So I've heard it described as a cross-country bromance.
Yeah.
People, yeah, and
Road
some
trip.
people
Yeah.
might think of that as a turnoff. Like, it's just, four dudes in a car having a bromance. But it's actually supposedly quite touching. So, like,
they
just...
touch in the car during
No,
the
Vince said
romance?
they don't kiss at all, which I'm
Oh.
Yeah, no
upset by.
smooching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Just, I think, give it a chance. Like, try and take away any negative preconceptions you have towards
Got a nice
You know-
dog and a nice cat.
I hadn't even
on
thought
board
about
with
it
that.
as four dudes hanging out in a car until you said it that way, and I was like, "Oh, that does make it sound bad." I had not even thought about it that way. I thought of how big and pretty it is.
The first time Marty and I were in Tokyo and we saw them in a car, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
It's this big, like, convertible pseudo Cadillac thing that's
Yeah.
just, like, way too cool.
Yeah.
It's just a cool car.
I've heard very positive things from everybody who's played
Yeah.
it, though. So,
Yep.
like, I'm going to give it a chance. And
Good. What else? I mean, not that
The
not
Crew
that that's-
Ultimate Edition is $50. You can get that digitally.
Crew.
Sorry,
There's
Chris.
your Crew,
Sorry,
Alana.
Crew.
It's back.
The Mists of Ravenwood, $10, but a free trial is
I
available.
know, a terrible name.
Marketplace,
Not good. Not a good name for sure.
Trial Edition of Pro Evolution Soccer 2017. Great. December's games of gold are Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition,
Still
December
great.
1st to 31st. Get that game.
Get that?
Yeah.
Outlast, December 16th
Also good.
to January 15th. Outland, December
played it.
1st to 15th.
And
Burnout
Out.
Paradise, the 16th to 31st. Get that one.
Also good.
Can't beat those.
You did a good. You've reordered. You've sort of
little
reorganized
clearer.
how they're laid out, and I feel like it's easier to read.
It
I
is much
appreciate
better.
that. Is a
Much.
copy and paste job from IGN.com.
Oh,
so
okay.
It
I
is.
can't take credit for it,
Shout out
but
to
I will.
Andrew's team there.
Yeah.
I see you've used the enter feature on the keyboard now. Last time it was just a sentence, so it's good.
You know what? Screw you guys.
No, the show's evolving. It only took 3
But-
years, but the show's finally
With all these backhanded just slings and arrows.
Hey, Beyond's just going downhill, so trust me, I'm a big fan of this.
Oh, man. All right. That brings us to our trivia segment this week, where our winner is a gentleman. He's a longtime IGN fan, good guy. At least he's always cool on Twitter. His name is Nick Adami. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. He's from Kirkland, Washington. So, Nick, we're going to need you to go spy on 343 Industries as well as Turn 10.
Is Bungie?
And Bungie's technically in Bellevue, but it's literally like
Okay, yeah.
a stone's
corner,
throw.
yeah.
Bungie, you're going to have to spy on for us, get us all the secrets, and let us know what they're up to. But
What
Nick
if he
from
gets
Kirkland.
arrested? Ryan told me.
Ooh.
Bungie is actually near a gym.
Son of Sam
he
situation.
He could go to the gym and totally
put a
spy.
cup-
How do you know that?
I've been to Bungie like 4 times.
And the gym
There is a
every
gym
time?
right
There's a gym
outside.
I
There's a
actually
gym.
knew Bungie
It's
right
literally
next to
You
a
all
gym.
know
like
that?
right
I
next
went to
them.
Bungie.
I've been
We
there a
went
bunch
for
of times.
The
Yeah.
first.
It's a converted movie theater in a basically a sort
Mall.
of small shopping complex.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even remember what's across the street here.
It's Bungie.
There's a
Bungie's
The
Chipotle.
gym.
There's a Chipotle and Jamba Juice also nearby.
Shout
Did
out
you know
to
that your
Bungie.
gym's connected to Nintendo?
What?
Yeah.
Pokemon Gym.
I'm just saying it would be easier to
Actually?
spy on the one in a mall. That's it. Yeah.
Although, good luck getting past Jerome, the security guard.
yeah.
Remember
Don't mess
when he
with
had that
Jerome.
hammer?
Oh,
You
he
guys
still
were
has
telling
the
me about that hammer?
He
I
still
know.
has the
And then I
hammer.
went there and I was very afraid. Their security guard's named Jerome and he has the hammer.
Super cool dude. Don't mess with him.
Don't cross him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Jerome
Stay on
is
his good
Bungie's
side.
Jerry.
Oh, we
Yeah.
have Jerry.
No
Yeah.
one understands what you just
Terrifying.
said except for us, but that's fine.
Wednesday.
That's right.
That joke was
Friday.
for 3 people.
And none of them are watching this show. But
Jerry probably
sorry,
watches the
anyway.
show.
Okay.
Nick from Kirkland tries to stump you guys with the following. In 2009, I'll give you an extra hint too. It's on April Fool's Day. What did Bethesda do to the infamous Horse Armor DLC for Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion, which, by the way, is backwards compatible now? I'm looking for that remaster, that hot remaster
Of the horse armor?
No, of Oblivion, because if Skyrim sold well, I would love an excuse to go back. It checks off my rule of being old enough to remaster. It's 10 years old.
I can see that happening.
Fun fact,
I'd like Morrowind
Bethesda
too.
releases horse armor. The internet loses their mind with anger in 2009. 2016, please let me buy horse armor.
Wait, that wasn't 2009. That was 2006.
This was in
It came out
2009.
alongside
Yeah.
the game in 2006, and then this was an April Fool's thing in 09.
Responding.
So
to the
what
fans.
did they on April Fool's 2009, did they give away horse armor for free to everyone? Did they reduce its effectiveness in the game? Did they double its price, or did they actually delist it? Did they remove it that day from the Xbox marketplace? Do you guys know the answer? I'll remind you that I believe Marty is 2 points ahead.
Oh, Mitch
You
said I
need
can
to-
have his points.
He did?
Yes.
Okay, so that is...
Thank you, Mitch.
I'll allow it. It's a Mills Lane reference for
Unfortunately, I do
thanks
not
for
know
that.
the answer to
Thanks
this.
for that. What was
Blast from the Past, man.
Yeah.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah, that was it.
So that means Alana has, let's see, 16 points, tied with Destin. Suddenly
Team
with
Commonwealth.
Dustin's also Canadian.
the two of you at
Damn.
16 points, Marty at 18 points. So I will go to Destin first.
Can you not?
Can you
I
not?
know it.
I will go.
Oh,
no
good,
idea.
because I don't know it.
Okay, this is good. I like where this is going. Nobody knows. It's
I know.
anybody's game.
I'm going
Alana, what do you
to
think?
guess E.
You're gonna say that they reduced its effectiveness in game.
I'm
on
real
April Fool's.
torn
Okay.
between B or C. So
Okay.
C.
You don't-
C.
You're
Going
going.
C.
Final answer: C. You think they doubled the price of it on April Fool's Day? What do
No,
we-
that seems legally difficult. Damn it, this is tough. I think it's B or C because A would be a
I'm gonna come back
terrible
to you,
April Fool's
Marty.
joke.
Yeah, given you said April Fool's Day, I don't think it's D. I don't think they delisted it because I don't think that'd be a funny April Fool's
That
Day.
would be a
Also, I don't
pretty-
think a lot of people would even know it.
Would be a pretty hot goof if they deleted it, though.
I feel like doubling its price would be very funny, but I also feel like it would be legally a little bit tough. So I'm gonna go A. That they give it away for free.
Okay. Destin. Oh.
Wait, he
To,
knows,
dis-
he knows
okay,
the answer.
to,
Why
to
not? Say one.
disagree with Marty, I'm just going to go B.
Oh, disagreeing
things
with me
Okay,
just
so
for
we
the
have
sake
an
of
A, we
disagreeing?
have a B. Destin,
It's C.
No!
you're going with C?
Yeah.
He is correct.
Damn it! That was
The
so
race
close.
is tightened. Yeah, they actually doubled its price for a day because they,
That is pretty funny.
It was so infamously like
Pandered.
just so dumb
Yeah.
of the horse armor, which by the way was one of the first DLCs ever.
It was like $8.
the first paid DLCs ever because the original Xbox had DLC, but it was almost always free.
I don't remember what it was, but it was stupidly expensive.
And I really
For
did
what
not
it
like
was.
I think it was like $4 or
Yeah.
something.
And they doubled it to 8. I think.
That's insane.
So Marty at 18 points, Destin with 17 points, Alana with 16 points, courtesy of the absorbing Mitch's soul,
The late great Mitch Dyer.
the late great Mitch Dyer. This
I'm
is
so
good.
glad Alana didn't look over here when she changed her answer because when she said, I'm going to go B, I was like,
We've got just a few more shows before that. I got to remember to bring the Essie trophy in here again on the new set. All right. Keep your questions coming, friends. Send them along with 4 multiple choice answers. Include the correct answer in your email. Send all that to unlocked@ign.com. And I've got cool prizes such as a lot of copies of
Horse armor.
Gears 1 through Judgment, but not 4. Any of the 360 Gears games. And then Some Kind Soul, I wish I'd actually written it down, actually mailed us a copy of Overwatch for Xbox One to give
nice.
away. So I'll see if Nick wants that. But if he doesn't, or if he already has it, it's going to be up for grabs. So send in your Xbox trivia question, and we will play again as the race for the Essie trophy comes down to its final weeks. On that note, it's time to leave because it's so late in the day.
Wow.
Normally we record right before lunch. Instead, it's right before dinner.
better.
Yeah.
Gaudy.
What?
Game of the year.
Oh, well, that's why. Yes, that is
yeah.
why we.
John Gotti.
I kind of do want to mention how that was my first Game of the Year nomination meeting, and it's very interesting to see how that process works from
People
IGN.
will tweet me every year. I'll tweet that someone got stabbed, or this year my tweet was the Westworld tweet of Dolores standing around a field of dead bodies, and people always want to know hey, you guys should record that and
I'd
put
love
it up
to.
after. It's like that's one of those sausage making things that you think you want to see it, but you don't really
Also,
want
I
to see
really
it.
don't want
pretty
any
brutal.
meeting I'm ever in to be recorded.
That too.
And then people would be worried about, what people think when they hear it.
Yeah.
and- yeah.
I also am just pretty reckless during meetings.
You did some hot swears.
You did threaten a number of coworkers
Yeah, you
during
did.
that.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of lumped a lot of people in
Yeah.
with some bad groups.
Yep.
Yeah, it
But
wasn't
I
great.
just want to paint like how seriously it's taken
It is
because I think
taken very
a
seriously.
lot of people don't realize that. They think we just like throw it on something and
No,
that's
or
totally
go
not
by
true.
scores and spreadsheets alone. Like it's not that at
Yeah.
all. There's a lot taken into consideration.
debates.
So we will have our Game of the Year nominees publicly posted sometime before Christmas, I think, and then the actual awards are going to be done
Early next
first thing in the new year. Like literally
That
that
gives
first
us the break to catch up, fill in any holes.
week. Make sure,
everything.
yeah, absolutely.
Hole filling in.
Marty Sleva,
Yes.
What are you up to? Where can we find you? What are you
can
doing?
find me at Mick Biggity on various social medias. And I know it's the Xbox podcast, but I will be at PSX this weekend. So if any of you guys are in Anaheim and you see
Cool,
me,
yeah.
say hi.
Awesome. And then can we say what you're working on, because it's even though it's not Xbox, it's a historically interesting.
I'm working on the Last Guardian review, which is very interesting for the fact that in 1 week we are getting 2 games that have been 10 years in development.
Yeah.
When's that post?
That will post at 7 a.m. Pacific time on Monday morning.
Nice. Looking forward to finding out how what 10 years looks like.
Yeah.
When it finally
Looks
gets
like a
into your
10-year-old.
hands.
Just Google 10-year-old child.
So you're
don't
saying
do
most
that.
of the time we're playing infants, but this time we're.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Alana now.
Are you wearing a Marvin the Martian shirt?
Yeah.
Are you a Florida mother of 4?
What does this say on
Yes.
the side? Oh, Looney. Is it Tunes on the
Tunes,
other
yeah.
side? Nice.
Very good shot. Thank you. I am at Charlanazad on various social medias, and I'm currently working on a bunch of Batman toys feature stuff, which is really cool. We got
Nice.
it's a 32-inch Batwing from DC. That's just the most beautiful thing in the world.
It's
The animated
ridiculous.
series one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Batmobile, they're both absolutely amazing. We'll have a gallery and videos off of those soon. And I've been writing cool space stuff. One's about NASA needs help figuring out how to let astronauts poop in space. That's exciting.
problem.
And another one is they're currently doing like fire testing in space for fire safety, and they've been recording videos of how fire.
Isn't there
What's
no
this for?
oxygen
This is super interesting.
in space?
Fascinating. You should read about it on
So-
IGN.com.
How can there be fire?
There's fire in space.
I can't handle this right now.
I'm excited for the next free-to-play game, Firespace. Or Space Fire.
I'd play that. Yeah. I
Space-
really
I like
wanted to
Space
headline
Fire.
it just
Let's go.
Space Fire exclamation mark, but I don't think Andrew would let me do that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Destin?
Yeah. So last week we talked about how I stream on Twitch. This is where I'm playing a ton of Mass Effect 2 right now. I'm almost all the way through 2. Marty's playing 1 at work.
How's the
finally.
Masscast coming along?
With
It's
me.
going really well, but people encourage me to actually promote.
too.
So twitch.tv/the Destin channel. A lot of people from the Unlocked audience popped over there.
Nice.
Thanks for popping over and supporting
Excellent.
it. It's like my part-time job basically after work. So that's what I do now, and I still
those
love
feels,
playing
bro.
games. And I'm playing through Mass Effect.
Cool. Yeah, my part-time job has become this Tesla podcast that I
Yeah.
do, but it's a lot of fun. I love covering it. It's healthy to have an interest outside of video games, outside of work, and it so happens I chose one of the something I can't afford.
Yeah,
It's like that I happen to love, but it's called Ride the Lightning. If you're curious about cars and specifically electric ones, you can find me on Twitter at DMC_Ryan. This isn't my project, but I should mention to our Xbox audience. Also, Monday morning, I forget what time, the Dead Rising 4 review is going to be
I think
posted.
it's even earlier than mine. So I think
So
it's going to be up super
by the
early.
time you wake up wherever you live on Monday, it's probably going to be posted on IGN. Brandon Tyrell handling that one. Our one of our fifth chairs, one of our handful of fifth chairs here on the show.
I'm excited to play that game.
Me too. I really cannot wait to dive in. I've always enjoyed Dead Rising. It's just there's something about it's got a formula to it that just works.
Yeah,
So-
but I played an hour at Comic-Con a while ago, and it was a much lighter tone than 3, which I liked.
Yeah.
I played an hour at No Longer Embargoed event number 14, and I liked it.
Nice. Yeah. Good game.
Destin Legary of IGN.com
Yeah.
says. All right. So
Box quote.
for Marty, Alana, and Destin, I'm Ryan McCaffrey. This was Podcast Unlocked. Oh my, 273 already. Oh, that means I have to start thinking about 300 before too long.
Yeah.
And actually doing something,
Yeah.
putting in some effort.
No pressure.
You should probably do that.
So much
That would be
pressure.
good.
Put an effort in.
The more it's planned, the better it turns out. Maybe we can get Phil to come down here for it and figure something out.
When will that be?
Maybe we can have like a town hall with Phil.
Okay.
I shouldn't be thinking out loud where people are going to take my ideas and assume that they're going to happen.
Okay, just don't show me up because I have to plan a 500th episode, and I haven't started that yet.
Yeah.
That's a 500th should be better than a 300th.
That's why I said don't show me up because I haven't started yet.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna get Phil for my 500th episode of Beyond.
If you can
That's
if you can convince Shuhei,
to come on yours,
yeah,
yes. Okay, I like it.
tell him
the internet.
Tell him can you tell his PR people that I really want to have him on Unfiltered?
I'll see him this weekend. So
That'd be
I'll tell
great.
him that. I would love
because
that. Yeah.
He says on Twitter he would like to do it.
Kojima.
That would be great as well. He's going to be in LA, but I won't be.
I will.
So you don't put out a lot of games on Xbox.
Hey, Phantom Pain came out. Revenge.
Oh,
No,
you're
that
right.
wasn't him.
You're right.
Just not anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm thinking PS2
It is
era.
what it is.
Yeah.
Well, and 2016 forward.
But actually, all those games came out. I'm an idiot. Never mind.
I don't
Metal
think you're
Gear
an
Solid 2 came out eventually on the original Xbox. It happened.
Yeah.
And then
You guys are right. I'm
yeah,
wrong.
Whatever.
Stopping. I'm done.
Enjoy Metal Gear on whatever platform you want. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
idiot.